Hey, what is up, guys? This is episode 2 of the Venice series. I have not gotten a chance to play the Washington series yet. I recorded this a weekend ago, and I should be voicing these over, and I will be a lot more frequently. I keep getting caught up in school. But I'm just going to narrate this over along with the next 2 episodes as well. And we decide to go ahead and build the Great Library because a normal library is already 28 turns, if I remember correctly. And so I just wanted to go ahead and just waste the time and then try and build a Great Library and see if it works out. So I'm trying to figure out if I should do production focus, if it goes any faster. And it turns out the production focus doesn't do shit right now because we only got 3 citizens in Venice. So I go ahead and I go for animal husbandry. I forgot why, because we don't even have any cattle or anything. It's just another tech to do. And then I decided I wanted a embassy in Spain, so I did end up pay her some gold for that. And I decided, nah, we're not going to go wasting our gold all around the world for stupid embassies. I do send this worker out just to try and pick up some ruins. Hopefully we can get some stuff that'll help us build this great library, like an extra citizen or something along those lines. I think this scout gets killed up here. The Russians end up taking that ruin. Because, yeah, they saw it first. Not much we can do about that. Starting to get crowded, like I said. The units are all over up there. And so I do decide to go north, hoping that no one picked up ruins along the Arctic. And I did buy some tiles over here because I didn't want Rome to come and grab them. Like the wine was probably pretty important. Along with the marble. I think that's marble or silver. Well, we have 3 wonders right now. No, that's silver. And we have gems, marble, and silver. And I keep messing that up. I'm sorry, it's late again. Silver, wine, gems, and then marbles out of our borders still. So I do send this scout out in the Arctic, hoping that nobody came out there. I also just camp Bucharest because I'm hoping that they spawn a worker so I can, enslave him and then bring him back to work some farms so we can get some production going on in the city to speed up the Great Library, because the Great Library is going slow, and I'm honestly, at this point, I'm really afraid that they're just going to, someone else in the world is going to get it, and it's very likely they do. We did rush, in case you don't remember, I barely remember, but we rushed the library tech right away because I wanted to go for it. So I do get in a bit of a pickle here. I went 2 steps forward and I screwed up. And with 3 barbarians around, that guy is a goner. He gets shot next turn. I wasted it. Yep. Oh well. I was trying to decide what to do with this guy too, because he was getting in trouble. I'm like, oh no, we can't be stuck in Europe without a worker or anything, or a warrior or a scout. So we did get a look at Lisbon from Madrid from our embassy, so that was nice as well. So basically I want to find as many cities as I can as well, because I think it would be really good to, and I don't see why it would not be. because I want to trade with as many people as possible, and I want as many people to trade with me, so we can become an economic powerhouse. So I start to swing this worker back towards our country to go and get Bucharest, try to see if they got a worker. And it's also, and the reason why I didn't go production focused, because it's very important to get this early this very early population, because the population will end up converting to science and later gain production. So I am getting a little help. I think the unit above us just got shot by something. I could be mistaken, but we go for archery because I want to boost up our military technology, even if I don't build any soldiers just yet, just in case anything ends up happening. I just don't want to get all the diplomatic stuff and help in the country stuff. I decided to just camp it out there because there's 2 units, and I think there was a couple units around that could help me out. I was trying to decide if we should go mining instead, and I actually do think I get mining instead because we can chop down trees and mine stuff, which will help towards the library. But then I thought it out, and I thought if Bucharest even has a worker, it's going to take 10 turns for it to get back, and I'll be able to start up the next. Technology mining before I get back home. I heal up there too because both of them are starting to attack me, and I'm thinking about just leaving and booking it for Venice. So that ends up becoming the plan for that. That ended up becoming the plan for that, and I decided, yeah, just to bring him back and see what would happen. Rome also spawned a settler, and then this is when tensions already start getting high. Every single European nation is going to start spawning a settler. And wherever they place that settler, it can piss anybody off. Because it can be too close to someone, too far away, too close to, too next to, too above, too around. Any 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 issue can arise, and obviously that's going to turn into a problem and aggressions thousands of years later, because that's not just how this game works, but that's how human history works. And you even see that today with the Russia and the Ukraine. Russia wanting the Ukraine because it's Russia's rightful land, blah 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 blah. There ended up not being a worker in the city state, which kind of disappointed me because we need to crank out this great library really fast if I want to pull it off. Because if I don't get it, I'm kind of fucked. To be honest, I have to then build a library by itself. You don't get too much gold from missing this wonder, so this wonder is a huge risk, especially with 43 Civs. And I was thinking about buying even more tiles, but I realized we could probably save the money if we did miss the Great Library and then end up buying a library. We would probably need an extra 100, 200 gold if we wanted to buy a library to make up for the time loss. So Venice does grow, which is very good. I'm just gonna circle around Bucharest because their worker did pop up, and I'm like, it's my time to shine. I like how things build. Like one thing they could have done with this game, I don't know if that computer that I was playing with just lags because it's just got so many civs, but they could have made like a progression of the wonders being built. Like they could have had it in the first stage, and then like 25%, 50, and sometimes the wonders glitch when they're completed. They still look like they're being built in the city, but whatever. I mean, you can't have everything. I did take the worker a couple frames ago. I made peace. I made peace right away, like the asshole I am. Um, and we are coming up close to the Great Library. We're almost halfway there somehow. Um, that extra citizen really helped because one citizen can focus on food, and then the other one can go work in the mines or on the hill. The more citizens you have, the more specialized your workforce can be. Like, so if you say you have 2 people on farms, and they're feeding everybody else in the city, and those people are like, in the bank towards the end of the game. It really, the more citizens you have, the more specialized and more productive your city can be in all sectors, not just production or happiness, not happiness, food, stuff like that. We met Theodora, and I feel like she's gonna be the one to crank out a religion. And I want to really get a religion in Venice because it's smack dab smack dab in the middle of in Europe, and the pressure would be amazing. And also, I feel like a lot of religions are gonna spawn in the Middle East, and towards like, I feel like they're gonna spawn in Spain and on just basically all around me and up north from the country above London, which is the Celts. So I mean, if I'm smack dab in the middle, I'm gonna split up all these religions, and it's just good to just not have your own religion that's relatively powerful, and especially if you can get stuff over countries. All right, I picked these two policies. One's for food, and then one's for food in your capital, and one is for people in your capital. So I obviously picked the one for food in your capital first. So if when I picked the other policy down the road, the other policy was more effective, and the decision before accumulated and made the decision justified. So Babylonia too, we're meeting everyone. They actually came and found us, surprisingly, which they're pretty far down. The worker made it all the way up here. Most AIs will bring back their worker, is what I've noticed. But then again, some just send them astray if they're already building another. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm really tired. If they're already building another military unit, or they upgrade it, or some bullshit. So pantheons are starting to get founded around the world, and we're starting to get effed up the A because we can't do anything about it. Because the more pantheons founded, the harder it is to create your own religion. So that's a pain. Anyway, the worker's making its way back just in time for mining to be completed. We timed that absolutely perfectly. I think I'm going to send it right up to the silver so we can get 4+ happiness from the silver as well. And that is always good to get happiness, especially as Venice. You can see that marble too down there. If we can get all 4 luxuries, that would be freaking amazing. We could just play the whole game just with one city if we had 4 luxuries, because those luxuries can take you a long way, especially with the bonuses for happiness you can get with buildings and wonders. If you can pick up happiness wonders as Venice is just, the city of Venice is just allowed to grow so freely that when you have a large city with all the science-based wonders, it's just very OP. Like, even if with just the national wonders, if you have like a city of like 40 people, and you have like the National College, National Wonder, we're even going to get a freaking observatory in this city. So this city, if we play our cards right, it's going to be a very good city. So right now I was also looking into buying down to that marble because I realized how big of an opportunity that could be. So the game suggested me to go down and get the wine so I can make like an extra 3 gold per turn. So then we ended up paying Spain before, maybe like 20 turns before, for their embassy. Now they're willing to pay us back. So I don't know what I was doing. I was just messing with it because I thought we were gonna do embassy for an embassy. So I forgot for a second that we already had an embassy in their city. Sweden too. We get to see Sweden, how they're doing up there in Stockholm. And we're getting closer and closer to the library, and the closer you get, the more scared you feel. Because I cannot tell you how many times I've been under 3 turns for a wonder, and boom, the rest of the world. And especially on the difficulty we're playing on 5 and up, that tends to happen a lot, especially on 6. And I didn't want to play this one on 6 because with this many civs, they can all gang up on you, and especially as a small little, basically city-state of Venice. it's hard. Venice is kind of like playing as a city-state, to be honest. Just, with all the city park, with all the civilization perks. It's if you think about it, it makes sense. Like city-states should be able to join like alliances and stuff like that. I think they can join alliances if like let's say you keep declaring war on city-states. I think like all the remaining city-states will declare war on you. So, like the ones that you're not allied with, I think that's a thing. I remember that used to be a thing in the old game when the game first came out back in 2010 or whatever. It's amazing to me that this game's 4 years old already or something like that. 3 years old. So, Civ 6 is soon. But when I say soon in the times of Sid Meier, I mean soon to them is like a year, 2 years. Soon to us is like less than 6 months. But it's all about a matter of perspective. I'm sure they're perfecting that game. And the only thing really keeping back the game industry is the power of people's computers. Because this game, which was made 10 years ago, can be updated very easily to be played at like the resolution I did play it on, which was the Retina display resolution, which is higher than the 1080p. But if a game can be changed that much and rezzed up, I feel like the only thing keeping back video games is the majority of people don't have the technology, the video cards, the RAM to play a high-tech game. So why play a high-tech game? I'm talking like a high requirements game instead of tech. Tech's a bad word. Because they're gonna want to sell to the average person who's got 4 GB of RAM or less and just wants to play the game and it doesn't need to look absolutely beautiful. It just needs to look normal. So we'll see what they do with Civ 6. I mean, there's not really much of a concept change they can do. The just major thing they'll have to do is just completely change the way it looks and how things run to be able to fully get a hold. They're like a 100% customer return rate plus new customers. They're gonna have to change it, and they're gonna have to change it right and not lose people, because I know for damn well that people will wait a couple weeks. There's always those people who buy a game right away, and then there's those people who wait a week to see how everyone else likes it, because you can get screwed over like SimCity and Diablo 3. So would you look at that? We got the damn wonder. I was so freaking happy. We got a free technology. And once you get the great library, you are a contender in science, unless you fuck up majorly, forever. For a long, 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 long time. And I decided to save the game right then and there, and I think I end up closing out this episode as well. So, what did I say? Why did I say no? Why would I say no to saving the game? I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm like spazzing the damn mouse. What the hell is wrong with me? Alright, I'm pretty sure this is coming to a close. So, stay tuned for the next episode, guys. It'll be coming out real soon, and I'm going to jump into the Washington series again real shortly. So, hopefully this clip will fucking end soon. I think it did. Bye, guys.